Uncomfortable kisses are as much a part of celebrity culture as outlandish outfits and dramatic divorces. But when these kisses happen during interviews, the awkward factor gets turned up big time. Here are some of the most awkward kisses that happened during interviews. Watching sexual tension between two older individuals can feel a little awkward for viewers. Such was the case when typically hard-nosed interviewer Larry King spent the better part of 90 minutes flirting with a 70-year-old Marlon Brando, hitting him in the head with note cards and adorning him with flattery. Brando, for his part, played right back, at one point dabbing the suspenders-donning host's head with a towel when he started to sweat up and leading him into a duet of I Can't Get Started. As the hour-and-a-half interview finished, King and Brando broke into another duet, this time stammering through "Got a date with an angel." When they finished, Brando turned to King and kissed him.
Darling, goodbye.
The moment stuck with King, who in 2010 told New York Magazine's Laura Ingraham that he still, quote, can't stop thinking about it. The NBA preseason is often a less formal time for the league, and that goes just as much for interviews as it does for what happens on the court. This informality was especially evident before a 2014 game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Dallas Mavericks, when Cavs player Tristan Thompson was engaging in some sideline chatter with reporter Allie Clifton. After rattling off the usual collection of sports interview cliches, Thompson confusingly said,
"It's pretty simple. You know how I do it, Tina."
Thompson then flashed a grin before leaning in and kissing the side of Clifton's head. Clifton, who appeared startled, ended the interview saying,
"He just goes off the feel of the game, just like he does with interviews, I guess."
Later, Clifton seemed to shrug it off, tweeting shortly afterward that the incident, quote, was an inside joke and not a big deal. We have a good working relationship. All is good. You think silence during a date is awkward? Try silence during a nationally televised interview with a comedian known for their unpredictable antics. After Piers Morgan asked Kathy Griffin,
Do you worry about being taken seriously?
she responded with a curt, quote, no, and then left about 7 seconds of dead air. Morgan asked,
You gonna fill the gap or am I?
And fill the gap she did, gazing across at Morgan with hungry eyes, crawling atop his desk and slowly moving towards him. Despite Morgan telling her to, quote, sit down, Griffin persisted.
Oh my God, what's going on? What are you? Oh my good God, what is happening here?
Flustered, Morgan somehow managed to continue the interview, but not before telling Griffin, if you don't mind my saying so, you're a very attractive lady. Notably, earlier in the interview, Griffin had joked, I'm counting backwards from 10. Don't hit the host, kiss him, kiss him. Ah, the Tour de Flanders. Long considered not just a cycling race, but a place for accidental lovers to finally realize their destiny. No? Well, that almost seemed the case ahead of the 2019 race, when reporter Linda Merekpool was interviewing Belgian cyclist Stan Stills about the upcoming tour. As the interview was ending, Merekpool put her arm around the cyclist and leaned in to give him a farewell peck on the cheek. Stills had the same idea, turning toward Merekpool, and suddenly they shared an on-camera kiss. Stills, for his part, gained newfound notoriety from the incident, telling a Flemish newspaper, I have received a huge number of text messages. On Instagram, even people from Russia, Germany, and so on have sent me a message. In Russia, that video has been viewed more than 2 million times. Though the details of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's marital arrangements are one of Hollywood's great speculations, we're going to guess the list of permissible activities does not include kissing Ukrainian TV reporters on the red carpet. Or perhaps it does. But Smith just wasn't down for an intimate moment with prankster Vitaly Saduk, who asked the Men in Black 3-star for a hug at the film's Moscow premiere, then leaned in for a kiss. Recalling the moment on a Late Show interview shortly afterwards, Smith told David Letterman,
and he says, I'm your biggest fan, can I have a hug, please? Right. So I go to give this joker a hug, and he tries to lean in to kiss me. Yeah.
Smith pulled away, asking Saduk what his problem was before giving him a little backhanded slap. Saduk, as it turns out, was not actually a reporter but rather a video prankster who, among other things, once gave Madonna a bouquet of hydrangeas, which she hates. He later apologized for the Smith incident in a video for Hip Hollywood, saying, "I apologize for my behavior. I think it was too much. I just wanted to do something extraordinary to impress him." Dad's embarrassing you in public is usually limited to wearing socks that go past the knees or a shirt he owned 50 pounds ago. But this is not the case if you're Jaden Smith, whose father, Will Smith, thought giving him a mouth kiss on live TV was a perfectly dad-like thing to do. The Smiths went on Thailand's The Woody Show to promote their new movie After Earth in 2013. There, the elder Smith grabbed his son by the face and planted one right on his lips. It may not have been the usual form of paternal affection some of us are used to, but apparently it isn't at all unusual at the Smith house. Jaden said later in an interview with Hip Hollywood, "That happens all the time. After the set, he'll try and kiss me, or anywhere else." Running into your ex at a party is never not awkward. But if you're a famous model, your ex is an award-winning actor, and that party is the Vanity Fair Oscars after party, well, that ramps up the awkwardness by a factor of about 100. This was the fate of poor Miranda Kerr, who, mid-interview after the 2014 awards, appeared to spot her ex-husband somewhere off camera. The Victoria's Secret beauty clearly looked distracted before Bloom showed up and gave Kerr a polite kiss on her cheek. The awkwardness of that moment is both painful and comforting, as anyone who's experienced the same bizarre post-breakup small talk can clearly see celebs suffer through it too. Sometime before the awkward run-in, Kerr told Harper's Bazaar Australia, "We still love and care for each other deeply." Though some might think that's just PR talk, judging from this encounter, it appears to be true. Kinda like how Darth Vader never actually said, quote, "Luke, I am your father," we have collectively Mandela-affected Joe Namath's infamous sideline interview with ESPN reporter Susie Kolber. Broadway Joe famously told Kolber,
"I want to kiss you."
But he never actually tried to do it. Still, the drunken kiss that wasn't went down in the annals of pop culture, setting the standard for embarrassing sideline interviews. For those who don't recall, Namath was called down to the field during a Jets-Patriots game on December 20th, 2003. After being asked about the Jets struggling, he bluntly told Kolber he wanted to kiss her. It was, admittedly, a low point for the former quarterback. Namath said in his book, All the Way, My Life in 4 Quarters, that the incident was a turning point for him. He wrote, "I saw it as a blessing in disguise. I had embarrassed my friends and family and could not escape that feeling. I haven't had a drink since." You don't need to have watched a single episode of the Australian version of The Bachelorette to fully appreciate the comedic awkwardness of a tatted-up Brit getting a big wet one from an Australian firefighter. Jamie Doran, the firefighter, and Kieran Stott, the Brit, were former contestants from the show who agreed to do a video interview with Aussie talk show The Project. Project host Georgie Coughlin asked Doran to give Stott a hug, as he'd had to leave The Bachelorette when his grandmother suddenly passed away. After embracing Stott, he put an awkward kiss right on his cheek. Stott leaned away and said, "Don't get on a stage 5 with me now, pal." The comment is especially funny for fans of the show, as Doran became known as a, quote, stage 5 clinger for his intense attachment to Bachelorette Angie Kent. It was almost like a middle school game of spin the bottle when Diane Keaton showed up on the Graham Norton show in 2017. During her interview, Keaton and host Graham Norton got on the topic of on-screen kisses, and the Oscar-winning actress raved.
Think of all the men that you get to kiss and you don't pay the price.
She went on to put her, well, mouth where her mouth was. She sashayed over to Norton and kissed him on the mouth. The host admitted,
"This is so exciting for me. This is so exciting."
The actress moved on to fellow guest Kevin Bacon, who seemed just as enthused to lock lips. Not content to leave anyone out, Keaton turned to fellow guest Jessica Chastain, telling the crowd, not one to spoil the party, the Zero Dark 30 star stood up and let Keaton take control.
You better be better.
Sometimes you've just gotta shoot your shot, even when you're an Oscar-winning dame in Her Majesty's court. Such was the logic of Dame Helen Mirren when she appeared on The Late Show in 2016. She walked in, gave the usual introductory handshake, and then kissed host Stephen Colbert. And this was all before she even sat down. Mirren gracefully moved on, gave the audience a little shrug, then beckoned the still stunned Colbert to join her at his desk since he didn't seem to know where to go. As Colbert regained composure, the prime suspect star said,
"If I didn't do it then, I'd never get to do it. So, I have been dreaming of doing that for about, 15 years.
Colbert didn't seem to mind though, saying,
"That is one of the nicest greetings any guest has ever given me."
Discussing the moment in an interview on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Colbert said that without any warning, Mirren came out and
Kissed me on the lips passionately with her hand on the back of my head, and everything has been downhill from there.
check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.